Hello and welcome back to the Ballin Sisters. The sisters are back and we are back with our Fantasy Premier League team for game week number 4. And we will discuss ins, outs, my last week, my captains for this week. What am I planning? Am I planning a wild card? Am I not planning a wild card? What do I expect from teams? Rotation, no rotations, a lot is there. So before we get into the video, if you like such content of ours, if you like our FPL videos, please do share, like, subscribe, enable those notifications, and leave a comment down below what you think about our FPL videos, which we are putting across every week for you and to help you out in your FPL on a weekly basis. So moving on, I wanted to discuss. I really wanted to discuss my game week number 2 performance versus my game week 3 performance, which was in game week 2 I had 70 points versus game week 3 I had 46. It was torrid. Don't even ask. I had an overall rank from game week number 2 of 296, 2,96,000 something, to a falling badly to a 6,22,000. My overall my game week rank fell from a 1.6 million to a 5.6 million. But here's the case that now the differentiation between dead teams and not so active teams to the top teams is starting to come clear. And for us, for me at least, I feel that in the coming game weeks, 4, 5, and 6, which are going to be very close to each other, there's going to be a lot of chopping and changing. Every point will make a difference of say about 1,000 positions. That's what I feel is a lot of players are going to be on the same position, same rankings, a lot of similar points as well. So if, for example, if I had 46 last week in game week number 3. In game week number 3, I would have touched 50 or something. I would have been much more higher in my current position because I would have had a better game week than a lot of you guys. But anyways, that's how the game goes. So let's get into my last week's team. My Ramsdale was lucky. Thankfully, Ramsdale came across and gave me a clean sheet. He was lucky. He gave me 6 points. But my defense crumbled. And crumbled is the word. It crumbled like a bloody cookie. I had Cucurella, whom I had bought in. I had James, who was there. Cucurella came in for Robertson, mind you. Then I had Cancelo, who was there. I had Trent Alexander-Arnold, who was there. A combined team, my defense gave me just 2 points. 2 points from my defense. My midfield, where I had Andres Pereira, I put in Andres Pereira because the performance I felt was improving, and he gave me 8 points. Diaz disappointed. I got Diaz for Neto, and I used up my 2 free transfers. I got him for Neto. Disappointing. He didn't give me any points. Salah he scored a goal, so he got about 6-8 points there. But overall, and then we had Gabriel Jesus, who was my captain. He scored a 4. He gave an assist of about 4 points for him and about 8 for Haaland. I still feel that there was a lot more points at disposal, but then the other teams performed very, very well. It was a mixed bag, I think so. A lot of us had a similar kind of a thing, and I now feel I'm slightly superstitious now that in my first 2 game weeks I had a decent game week. I'm not saying I had an exceptional game week. I'm going to go back to my old formation. I have switched my formation from a 5-4-5-3-2 to a 4-4-2 in my last game week. But this game week I'm going back to my back 5, mid 3 and forward 2. That is all what I'm going to be doing this week. So my goalkeeper remains the same. Ramsdale, he's playing, he has been my number 1. His performances has been brilliant. And Ramsdale is playing Fulham this week. So I'm expecting that he's going to give me another clean sheet and if possible a bonus point there. And Arsenal performance have been improving game on game, and they are at the top of the table, so I have to give them that due credit where it is due. From my goalkeeper to my defense, like I said, I've moved my formations back to a 5-3-2. So I've got Alexander-Arnold, I've got Cancelo, James, Cucurella, and I've brought in Trippier back from the bench. He gave a good performance against City where there was a draw 3-3. He scored a goal as well. He's got 8 points. I felt stupid and sheepish that I didn't keep him, and but then so be it. So that's my five at the back. I am expecting that City, Chelsea, Liverpool are going to bounce back because these guys have had not so great game week number 3. So Liverpool, especially now languishing in 16, so everybody is now thinking that they're going to start firing and have a game against Bournemouth at home at Anfield. So hopefully that thing is going to change. We've got for Cancelo, there's a Crystal Palace game happening, and then Cucurella and James are playing against Leicester. So that is there at home at Bridge. So after that Leeds drubbing which Chelsea got a 3-0, so I'm expecting that these guys are going to come up and build that repertoire which they lost last week. And then you've got Trippier, who's in the form of his life. He's been giving out points back to back, and he's have a very slightly tricky fixture of away to Wolves. So that is something to be is slightly to be looked at. But then I have full faith that Trippier is going to be somewhere in between with the kind of performances Newcastle has been putting out under Eddie Howe. So that is what I am going to be keeping a 5-3-2. So that is what my defense is going to be looking like. My midfield is going to be comprising of Salah, Diaz, and Martinelli. I believe that is now become a very similar mid for me. I have kept it from game week number 1, at least apart from Neto. Yeah, Neto was there, but now I have Diaz, so I want to keep Diaz. So it is going to be Salah, Diaz, and Martinelli. For my mids, Martinelli has been performing again, like I said, exceptional performances coming in week out from Arsenal, top of the league. So a lot is expected out of them against Fulham as well. Even though the way Fulham played against Liverpool, it is going to be a tough game for Arsenal. It cannot be an easy game at all. So we have to see how does Martinelli and the free-flowing football which Arsenal is playing with the rest of the team. I feel that Martinelli is going to be in the mix of it and may give us some huge points. And my forward line remains unchanged. My forward line right now comprises of Haaland and Jesus. Jesus has been scoring, if not scoring, assisting. Haaland on the same. Missed out against Crystal Palace, but then this time around he did give out points in the last game week. And slowly and steadily, I feel that he's going to come into the fray. He's playing Crystal Palace at home at the City of Manchester Stadium, or the Etihad Stadium as we call it now. So that is going to be there. Like I said, I have got a 5-man defense in my mid this time. Sorry, 3-man, 3-man mid in my 3-man mid. So the change which I have done is Andreas Pereira. I have changed Andreas Pereira this week and put him back onto the bench. Even though his performances has been good for Fulham, I'm just taking a punt because I feel that Arsenal might overpower them in a very similar kind of game which Arteta has been playing for Arsenal. So I feel that Pereira it will be my first sub in case any of them don't play, and there might be a huge possibility that the managers might want to save somebody for midweek, and it is a very early midweek this time around because of the World Cup which has come across. So there might be a lot of changes in lineups. I'm having that hunch that teams like City or Chelsea or United might have some changes coming in across, but I am not doing any changes this week, that is for sure. So my forward line remains the same. I've got Jesus and Haaland playing Jesus playing Fulham and Haaland playing Crystal Palace at home. So that is what is going to be my forward line. My bench will again comprise of Ward as my backup keeper. I've got Pereira, Murphy, and Greenwood as my bench strength. I was thinking of doing a transfer, maybe take out Diaz or maybe a Cucurella or James, because both from the same team, and the kind of performance Chelsea has been putting in, they have not been at their best. So I am still struggling as to should I take out any of those guys or not. But Cucurella's performance has been good last week, but we were slightly unlucky. Chelsea was very unlucky that they lost to Leeds 3-0. So, and that's why there were no points from James as well as Cucurella. But it is a big risk if you're keeping two players of very similar kind or similar teams in your fantasy league, because if one goal goes, you're chopped. So I am taking a slight risk over here, and I'm ready to take that risk because of I just want to take that risk. It's a punt. What is going to happen? It will work. I know it will work. So that is what I feel is going to be there. But yes, this game week is going to be quite important for my planning for my midweek for game week number 5, for which I will be back again on Tuesday, so that I can give you an insight of what has happened in game week number 4 for me. And I can help you out if I'm going for a wild card or if I'm taking my 2 free transfers this week. Like I said, no transfers done. I'm holding my free transfer for this week. I will be back again and see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.